Welcome to Cooking in the Dark. I'm Claudia Folska, your host. Today, we're going to be taking an adventure, rafting down the mighty Colorado River. Our chef, Josh Thurmond, doubles as our rafting guide. He works at the National Sports Center for the Disabled. Take an adventure with us. Come along and have a great time. Let's listen to what Josh has to say about the Sports Center and our Colorado beef.
Hi, I'm Josh Thurmond. I'm actually the program director at the National Sports Center for the Disabled.
Right, okay. Tell me a little bit about the National Sports Center for the Disabled.
Sure, we're a 46-year-old organization that serves all people with disabilities, all ages, and every disability. We do all kinds of action sports, one of the largest providers for adaptive skiing, and we do a ton of kayaking, rock climbing, parkour, everything.
Right, and today we're on a rafting trip.
We are indeed. So we're rafting on the Upper Colorado today, and I think we're going to do a little cooking.
You know, I have a tendency to ask my chefs if they would mind wearing a blindfold while they teach me to cook something new and different. Would you be willing to wear this?
Yeah, I'll risk it.
Okay.
As a raft guide, I'm willing to risk it.
Okay, risk anything. So what are we going to start out with?
You and I had talked about doing some kind of I don't know, some kind of chuck wagon dinner.
Okay, so this is something that's so easy. Even if you're blindfolded, you should be able to whip this together.
I hope so.
At a campsite
I hope
that you rafted to on
It
the
is
Colorado
true. It
River.
is
I'm
true.
like excited. I'm very impressed. And I think, you know, all my other chefs are really fantastic, but I would think they might be even challenged to do this.
Oh, don't blow me up yet.
All
Hold
right.
on.
All right, well, let's see what you got. Show me.
All right, let's work over here and figure out where the stove is. We've done our mise en place, so we have everything in our place.
Wait, what is a mise en place?
So mise en place is not only a term, it's a classic French term, it means put in place, but it's also a philosophy. As someone who's been classically French trained, I automatically want to have all my equipment, all of my tools, and all of my prep done before I even start anything.
So again, what that really requires is a lot of preparation and thought.
Absolutely.
And as somebody who can't see in my own kitchen, in my own home, before I start cooking, that's how I do it. And that's the key to success for pretty much everything you do in life. It's all in the preparation. The execution is the easy part.
So you might laugh, but we actually use it as that's our guiding philosophy in raft guiding as well. So we make sure everything is put back in place every single time, and right when we need it, if there's an emergency, something happens fast, we were able to respond, and it's all right in our place. So mise en place.
Oh, love that. So, Josh.
Yes.
This is chicken and this is steak on my left, right?
Yes.
Okay, So
You said no. Wait, yes, chicken
chicken
on your
on the
right,
right,
steak on your left.
steak on my left.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of chicken are we cooking, and what kind of beef are we cooking?
So we are doing just chicken breast, and
Okay.
keep it simple out here in the
Sure.
wilderness. And then I thought we'd do a little flank steak. I think
Okay.
it has nice marbly, nice fat in it, easy to cook, and actually pretty quick to cook.
Oh, great.
So like we can knock it out. But I think this is the biggest challenge for me. I'm a little bit nervous about figuring out what spices are what. And I have to say, when I went and bought the spices, I figured out what shape it was. But I feel pretty confident. I don't want to set myself up.
Okay, but you'll smell it,
I'm
right?
gonna smell it. Yeah, I feel pretty confident that I'm gonna get it right.
Okay.
So I think by the shape, I think my first one here is smoked paprika.
Okay.
I love smoked paprika. Do you like it?
I do.
I love it. Let's see. All right, that one is definitely it. What do you think?
Yeah,
You think
that's
so?
definitely it.
All right,
right.
cool. So how do you do it? How do
Oh,
you know
I pour
how
it in my
much?
hand. Let me show
Yeah.
you. So just pour it in there. Pour some in your hand. You know?
Wow, that's hard
Yeah.
to tell.
No. Then put it down. Set it.
I think I want more.
Well, you can feel it with your fingers. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot, but it's all right.
Yeah, but you got a lot of meat
I'm
here.
gonna risk it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna use
And
the-
it's not like cayenne pepper.
No. It's
No,
good.
it's
so
nice.
So I'm gonna use the same cup.
Okay.
'Cause I like to cook out of this cup
Okay.
when I'm out in the
Oh, you're
woods.
mixing it all together in one
Uh-huh.
cup?
Yeah,
oh,
definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
you're not doing one after the
Not
other.
straight into it, no. Just so I can control it a little bit better.
Right, okay. That's clever. I always say my fingers are the best tools in the kitchen, you know?
I totally get it now.
Yeah.
It took me a hot second to figure out why we had to touch everything, but now I got it.
What's this?
That one is garlic powder.
Okay, open it.
I'm guessing.
Let's see.
Shoot, let's see. I got a lot of onion powder on my finger.
I think it's going to be garlic.
I think so too. Definitely. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just throw the whole thing in there.
Right?
Do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
The whole thing?
Yeah. You've got a lot of meat. Yay.
Let's go
Okay,
for it.
right. It's a small bottle.
That was all of it. You want to make out later? This might be terrible.
Probably not. I don't think so. Okay, it's getting there.
All right, so let's see.
So that was garlic powder and onion powder, right? Not
Yep.
salt.
Definitely
this is
not salt. Definitely
That's
not
important
salt.
to
Yeah,
remember.
I actually never use any of those
Okay,
salts.
right.
And they also oftentimes have MSG in them. So I totally don't want to.
Right, okay.
All right, definitely black pepper.
Okay.
And I like
love
cracked black pepper, but
Okay.
right now
Yeah.
we're out in the woods.
Do you want all of that?
No way.
Oh,
I don't think so.
No.
I'm
How
gonna
much?
I'm gonna do another fistful.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And then a mix.
I'll mix it. I'm mixing.
Oh my goodness gracious.
What else are you putting in here?
All right, we're gonna put some sugar in there to help it caramelize.
Ooh, okay.
Get some sweetness. So I've got my sugar again,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do a fistful of that guy.
Okay.
And I might taste it.
Okay.
I taste everything all the way
Yeah.
through, like over and over and over again.
Okay,
So-
now it's up to you.
Oh yeah, all right. So
Take
this
it away.
This is a sweet spice blend, I think.
How about if I pour some of this on the steak? Can I do the steak?
What is it? Oh, this.
Your
Oh yeah,
spices?
do it, yeah.
I'll put it in my
Absolutely.
hand, right? Put it in my hand. Here's your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I do.
Yeah.
See, like I put my hands together and then I rub them back and forth.
Oh, nice.
You know?
Got it.
Just kind of so evenly, kind of like you know the sifter.
Yeah.
Kind of like a sifter.
Go for it.
Yeah. I'm doing it. So I covered it all over.
Yep.
Okay, both sides. It's almost.
You have
it's
three pieces in there.
Yeah, I know. And one is completely covered. One is half covered.
Oh yeah, there we go. All right. You want me to
Yeah.
get yours too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do your hand technique this time.
Right.
Just totally can't tell.
Yeah.
Make sure I actually hit it. All right, there we go.
See?
All right, yep.
Pour it through your fingers,
Yeah,
and
totally
you can
did.
know.
Right over my hand. Just doing it. All right, that feels right. Yes. And then meat. You want to do it?
Yeah.
You're
I'll take
all
care of
over
my
it. Do it.
steak. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go.
All right, we got all our seasonings on.
Yes.
We've got our olive oil.
Yes.
I think we're ready for the grill.
Okay.
And what we did today was exactly what all of our staff does at NSCD. We want to build empathy, but we want to also push people. And so today, this was exactly the kind of exercise that we really believe in, because it's part of what we do every single day, and we want to understand the people we serve. And I'll tell you, it's an amazing experience to be at the NSCD. And it's changed my life. I know it changes everybody who comes to us. And without sounding cheesy, every day we see people at their very best day, and that's something you can't replicate. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the amazing team that works with me. And I get choked up about this too, because these people are really unique. It's not only the fact that they are incredible guides, but the fact that they have the patience, the empathy, and the strength to do what they do day in and day out is really critical to me. On this trip, we actually have a few really special people. We have Elena Lewis, and you're going to meet her later. She is fantastic. She's been a guide with the NSCD for many years. She's one of the top ski instructors, adaptive ski instructors in the country. And she is phenomenal. And she's also our driving force for our Metro programming. And everything she does is special. And she really is somebody who you know at the moment you meet her that she's special. And so you meet her, you also meet Big Mike Ford.
Hi, my name is Mike.
Mike is an Afghanistan and Iraq veteran. He's also runs our veteran programming, and he's also an incredible kayaker, and he runs all of our kayak programs for us. You'll meet him as well. And you'll also meet Colleen Masura. She is an amazing talent in our marketing department and really does a lot of our communication. And without her, we can't get the word out. We don't say no to anybody about anything, really. We say yes to everything, and that's kind of our mantra. We're just going to say yes. And I want to mention one more person, because he's really special to us, but it's Chris McElroy. He won a gold medal in swimming at the last World Games, the Special Olympics, and he also interns with the NSCD, and he is also fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Josh was really amazing. I couldn't believe that he was able to do all of that cooking blindfolded at a campsite. And you know what else? Josh is quite right. Every day is our best day. I wanted to learn more about our Colorado beef, so I went down to Alamosa, Colorado, to visit with Senator Larry Crowder, a fifth-generation cattleman.
These are pretty much all first-time heifers here.
Okay.
And
So how old do they have to be to?
well, first calf is right at 2. So they'll breed right at a year to 3 months, 1 year to a year and 3 months.
Do you make them breed, or this happens all naturally?
Well, it's all natural.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all
They
natural.
know what to do.
That's the important thing with the corn and everything. You got to keep their nutrition up so they will breed. But we run with heifers. There's going to be you'll always have a percentage of open heifers that don't breed, and we've got several in here that did not breed. So the quality of the cattle was good enough to the point where we thought we would carry them over. But now the calves are good quality, but again, these are heifer calves. They're going to be a little lighter when they're selling, because as the cow progresses, the calf weight progresses. So you'll get 6 or 7 years, possibly 8 out of a top quality calf, and then it'll start going down the other way. You can hear the bull.
Yeah.
See, that's a territorial type deal. But so and what I'm talking about is at certain periods of the time of the year, they will corn them and cake them to keep the levels up. So it works out really well.
What do you mean corn and cake?
Well, see, when you're winter months, they might keep up their protein a little bit better with additional corn. We don't feed it to grow them, but we feed them to keep their protein level up. So, and, we have the mineral program goes year round, salt, mineral, and vitamins. So it's.
And you don't give these guys antibiotics, or?
The only time we give antibiotics is if they get sick. That's another thing that's come about. Some of the antibiotics are so much better than they used to be. That's progressed also, where you just give them a lot less antibiotic, and it cures them a lot faster. I mean, that's just the way medicine is going overall with not only cattle but people. the quality of beef is very important, and I think the newer generation, like my oldest son and his wife, I think their quality would be unsurpassed. What I'm trying to say is I've been at it for so many years, you get set in your ways. Some of those ways are old-fashioned, that have not been developed, have not progressed like the newer technology. Well, you know, if you like, Pat can give you more of a rundown on the cattle. And
So, are you the first generation now, you would say, or second?
I guess second generation
Okay.
for this.
All
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
So, I am a blank slate when it
Sure.
comes to livestock and cattle. First, tell me what kind of cattle you have, how you raise them, what you feed them.
Sure. We're a cow-calf operation, mostly Angus cross, purebred Angus bulls. As far as feeding, it's summer range here that we have our own pasture, and then we grow hay underneath a center pivot sprinkler. So we grow alternative grasses that are water conservation type grasses to feed them through the winter.
I think that's an important point, water conservation. One of the things that we know is that water is the lifeblood, really, of everything we do, from, you know, the crops that we raise and the cattle that we have, or any other kind of livestock.
Right.
So, you know, I think there's a lot of impressions or perhaps misunderstandings, I'm not sure, about how folks use water and irrigate, whether they use a flooding system or drip. And so, can you talk a little bit about how you all conserve water and support your livestock?
Yeah, I mean, there's two things. In this area, it was mostly alfalfa, and alfalfa is a very thirsty type of feed. It takes about 3 acre-feet of water to grow a crop of alfalfa. So we plowed all that out 3 or 4 years ago and have gone to an alternative grass. It only needs about 12 inches of water to grow a crop. And then most of our pasture land, this is not farmable ground. And so that's another thing too. A lot of this is sub from the river. So it's not irrigated except for maybe a year or two when we have the springs runoff, or early in the year we have spring runoff. But for the most part, it's just river bottom ground that's irrigated by sub. It does get flooded early in the spring, so that's kind of how that works. Another thing that we did this last year is grow winter rye, and just to capture the snowfall and capture that natural moisture that would otherwise be wasted, but we can utilize it to harvest an early spring crop.
but anyway, I'd like to welcome you to the San Luis Valley, and it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
So many people enjoy the gifts that we get from the great Colorado River. I know one person who's particularly knowledgeable about the Colorado River, and that is the Colorado Supreme Court Justice Gregory Hobbs. We spent some time together along the banks of the Bear Creek River, and he has some poetry to share with all of us. What a gift.
Coloradans, to each of us the land, the air, the water, mountain, canyon, mesa, plain, lightning bolts, clear days with no rain, at the source of all thirst, at the source of all thirst-quenching hope, at the root and core of time and no time, the Great Divide community stands astride the backbone of the continent, gathering, draining, reflecting, sending forth a flow so powerful it seeps rhythmically from within, alive to each of us, to drink, to swim, to grow corn ears, to listen to our children float the streams of their own magnificence. Out of their seeping dreams, out of their useful silliness, out of their source mouths high and pure, the Great Divide. You and I, all that lives and floats and flies and passes through, all we know of why.
If we could talk a little bit about, you know, the first run of the water, that we are at the beginning of the entire watershed, is that?
Yes, we are. We're at the headwaters of the 4 great rivers. You know, you take it clockwise around Colorado. On the north side, you've got the Platte, and then down to the Arkansas on the high plains. These rivers are coming out of the mountains on the east side. And the Rio Grande is the third great east slope river, really, because it comes out of the San Juans and then flows, of course, down the Rio Grande to the Gulf of Mexico. And then on the other side, all those great tributaries that form the Colorado River, which is born in Colorado.
Right.
In Rocky Mountain National Park, and then flows down through Grand Junction and then out of the state through Utah, and then crosses into Arizona, Nevada, California, a little piece of New Mexico along the way there too. So the 7 great Colorado River Basin states on the west side of the divide.
So if we could talk a little bit about the value and how we as Coloradans can appreciate the fact that our water is pure. It's not a second or third recycled as it is in so many other places where they've taken gray water and cleaned it or...
Well, the water purification treatment techniques are tremendous, but of course we have the best water there is, right out of the snowmelt. And that really is the source of our water and our contribution to 18 downstream states and the Republic of Mexico. The snow deposited there out of the Rocky Mountain storms, and if we don't get it, we head towards drought.
Right.
When we do get it, we head towards maybe just enough, because we have to share it. There are these agreements among states to share the water resource of Colorado with other states. We couldn't just monopolize it ourselves. So we're only able to consume about a third of the water that Colorado produces, that is, we Coloradans, for all the things we need to do, and then 2/3 must go out of state. But one of the great things about that is that there's a lot of stream flow, if we marshal it right, that will go out of our boundaries. Now, of course, we grew out of farms. That's how Colorado came to be. The 1858 gold strike, the 1859 people that came in looking for gold, but the great treasure, the enduring treasure out of our state, the rivers. That we were carved in February of 1861 when Lincoln was elected president and the South was seceding. He was for anti-slavery, for the equal rights of people, and the slave owners rejected that. So Colorado is carved right at the outset of the Civil War, and we're carved to take in the whole of the Continental Divide as it comes out of Wyoming and takes the bend at the Collegiate Peaks and goes down towards Silverton, doubles back at Durango, comes to Wolf Creek Pass, and then plunges into New Mexico. So that original carving of our territory by the Union Congress was to hold the gold fields against the Confederates, and they did try to invade, and our farmers and miners put down their picks, shovels, sluice boxes, and bagged the wagon train of the Confederates at Glorieta Pass outside of Santa Fe, sending them back to Texas. Imagine what it might have been if the Confederates had gotten hold of the gold fields. But that, mining has come and gone. And the enduring water treasure, this snow melt that comes off in May and then is gone through by July, is this wonderful fountain, really many fountains, multiple fountains of this pure water. This poem that describes Colorado's role in the West, serving 19 states, including our own, with this fresh mountain water that runs to the Mississippi and the Gulf of Mexico and the Sea of Cortez. Colorado, mother of rivers. When I was young, the waters sang of being here before I am, of falling sweet and soft and slow to berry bog and high meadow, and held me in her lap and cooed the willow roots, the gaining pools, and called me through bright dappled grass, and called me, "Oh, my shining one," and shaped a bed to lay me on, and played the flute so high and clear, and shaped the stones to carry me when I am young and full of fight, for roaring here and roaring there, for pouring torrents in the air, when I am young as mountain snow, in crag and cleft and cracked window. I call the greenback cutthroat trout. I call the nymph and hellgrammite. I call the hatch to catch a wind. I call upon the mountain track. I call the scarlet to the jaw as morning calls her own hatchlings. Call Yampa, White, the Rio Grande, San Juan, the Platte, the Arkansas.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. This program was brought to you by the generous support of Virtual Vanguard Productions. If you'd like more information about cooking in the dark, visit us at cookinginthedark.today.